of the fun surprises is obviously that you had loved ones come in the midst of the build. What was it like
Yes.
having your support kind of team there and having them be there for the end of your journey on the show?
Yeah, I mean, I was shocked. Like, my mom didn't tell me at all. Like, we were texting all the way up until the last minute. I was like, "Oh, how are things going?" And she's like, "Oh, things are going good." And she pops up on set. I'm like, "What the heck?" I literally couldn't believe my eyes for the first like 5, 10 seconds. Like, wait a minute, how did this happen? But just having mom on set was just an amazing experience. We built Lego together when I was smaller. It was a thing that we always did. She got me into Mindstorms as well, and that got me into coding and kind of where I am today. So having her be on set on the show, building our finale build and helping in that effort was just awesome. I couldn't have asked for anything better.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I've been building Lego with my parents and especially my dad since I was really young. And when I was first kind of auditioning for the show, I even considered doing it with my dad before I decided to do it with Robert. So it was really quite surreal to actually have both my parents just materialize randomly on set. I know that in some past seasons they did it, some past seasons they didn't do it. So we honestly had no idea what to expect, and it was just so surreal and special to actually not only have them there, but for the first time, I believe in history, actually have them help out with the build. And I think I can confidently say without that, like 30 minutes to an hour of help that they provided, we wouldn't have finished because that was pretty crucial structural stuff that we basically like went over to. I remember I went to my dad and I was like, hey, can you build like 8 of these big columns? I know Robert's mom, she was helping on the wings, and Robert was like, just copy what I did, but on the other side of the wing. And it was a pretty mad dash. I mean, as soon as they turned the clock on that they could help, we put them to work for sure.
Well, and I imagine it was an absolute kind of surreal kind of experience once the adrenaline rush of finishing the project was done. And then you're standing there waiting to hear what the heck is
Yeah.
happening. What was going through your mind when you realized it was down to just two groups and there was a 50-50 chance in theory of that you might be the next winners? What was going through your mind?
I mean, you could probably see it all in our faces in the episode. I think it was at that point, honestly, at least for me, I was just really grateful to have had the chance to be up there with so many talented builders. I remember when we first saw, I mean, when we first met this incredible family of builders, and I was just blown away by what other people were building on the show. And I remember in that moment, all I could think of is just like, wow, I'm so happy to be here and so honored to be here and up here with these incredibly talented building teams. And I think at that point, I was proud of what we had made, and I'd kind of made peace with it. And I was like, okay, you know what? No matter what happens, we made it to the finale. We made it this far, and it's out of our hands at this point. And I think we did the best we could. We showed up with a plan. We executed the plan. The plan went off the rails a little bit, but that's what improvisation is for. And we were happy with the completed product. So I think it was just up to fate at that point.
It really was a toss-up. I think, Sam and Nina, Paul and Alita, they both pulled off equally insane builds. I have to say for season 4, I think our builds were the biggest in aggregate compared to any other thing ever. Like it's so I'm a competitive person. And like I like to win, whether it is our season winning or it is us winning. So I'm just being on stage with all these amazing builders, as Chris said, was just an enormous privilege. And I think at the end of the day, it really was a toss-up. How the judges kind of weighed different factors in their heads. Certain things had more polish, certain things had more theming, certain things had more technique. Really just a toss-up. And as Chris said, just super happy just to be up there on stage. But when we heard we won, for me, and I'm sure for Chris, it was like a cathartic moment. There was just so much stress and anxiety building up as we waited for that decision to come out. And when it was released, whether win or lose, but especially when win, I think it was just like it was just like a whoosh of emotions. Um,
You guys literally dropped to the floor.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Which, to be fair, is completely fair. You guys went through a lot to get there.
Yes.
Um, Well, and so now there is, the next step of, this is going to be something that people are going to get to build in whatever capacity it is. What are your hopes for getting to go to HQ and getting to help kind of turn this into an actual buildable set? And what are your hopes for how this might inspire the next generation of Lego builders?
We went into the build with really the main goal of it being to kind of inspire travel and kind of use the idea of travel to inspire people to learn more about other cultures and to make memories with their friends, with their family on their own. And really, I feel that Lego as an icon, as not just a toy, but as kind of an artistic medium, is something that can be enjoyed by people all around the world, of all ages, of all genders. No matter where you live, no matter how old you are, you can find joy in building Lego. And that's really what we are hoping can be conveyed in whatever Lego set eventually comes of our build, is really to kind of convey that passion for travel and that passion for seeking out new cultures and just having people come together and build and have this be like a social and collaborative and creative experience. And that's really what I'm hoping will be conveyed through our build. We are super excited as well. And I think all we can say is it's coming soon. We can't wait to see it on shelves.
Yeah, can't wait and see.
Fantastic. Well, looking back at the season, outside of the finale build, which was obviously massive, impressive, scary good, what are the builds that you were most proud of that you got to do during this season?
Oh boy.
Oh,
I
we
feel like,
actually,
we
I
did
think,
a ranking video on this
yes,
release. I
yes.
feel like what I say now may differ from because there are so many good builds at
Well, I
this
edited it last night,
point.
so I'm going to see if you're consistent with what you said like 3 months ago.
Oh man, like honestly, I feel like for me, my proudest build was the finale build. I don't know. Maybe that was
That's what you
consistent.
said. That's what you said. Yeah.
Okay, okay, good. And I think that comes down to one, I think lots of technique, lots of ambition, but I also think, both of us are product managers and our day-to-day job consists of prioritizing features and figuring out like how to fit things into a release. And so I think just a time management portion of it for that finale build, I think we managed really, really well. It was like a Herculean effort of just getting this thing finished. And I think the fact that we got it past the finish line, it's like an immensely proud moment.
For me, I think that I had a lot of favorite builds, but I'm definitely biased on this one. But I really, really love our build that we did for episode 3, which is probably no surprise to Robert. He knows
Yeah,
I love this one so much. Because part of the reason why I'm into Lego today is because I fell in love with Lego's original story themes, like Ninjago, Next Knights, and Bionicle. And our build for episode 3, we got a chance to kind of draw inspiration from Lego original storytelling, but of course make it our own original idea, put our own twist on it. And I just remember when that episode came out, I got so much like love and so many comments from the Bionicle community online, and they were like, "Oh my goodness, he actually like built something that was an homage to this very iconic Lego theme that was around for 10 years, from 2001 to 2010, and that really shaped a lot of people's childhoods, including mine." And I feel like the reason why I'm into Lego today is definitely a big part because of the storytelling they were doing in that theme. So having the perfect opportunity of a volcanic tropical island was basically the perfect possible prompt for something like that. And being able to put our own spin on it and come up with something new and fresh, I just loved putting that together. It is a build that I am trying to work on building my own version of it actually at home right now. So it's definitely something that I feel will stick with me for quite a while. But that one and the bag, I think the bag, we were both really proud of that bag because it was probably our most polished build. So those two I think are my favorites.